Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to speak with you about the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office's journey with artificial intelligence and machine learning. I say it's a journey, of course, because it started about 3 years ago before I was ever even with the PTO. Now, I've been there almost 2 years, and we have progressed tremendously over the past 3 years with AI and ML. And so, can I have the next slide, please? I wanted to say that mission matters at the Patent and Trademark Office. And why do I say that? Well, the PTO is America's innovation agency. We are one of the few agencies mentioned in the U.S. Constitution. So our authority is to be an independent agency from the Constitution itself. And so the #1 patent that was signed by George Washington was something called potash. That's an agrarian product, much like fertilizer. But isn't that so apropos for America, the first patent to be about fertilizer? I say that with a tongue-in-cheek way because you have to have fun when you're doing these things. And I'm sure that all of you on your AI journey need that sense of humor when you run into all these obstacles. So, next slide, please. Our top initiatives at the PTO have included using machine learning as the basis for our AI projects. Why do I say that? Because me personally, Jamie Holcombe, does not believe that there's any such thing as the singularity of artificial intelligence. I love watching science fiction movies just like everyone else, but I don't believe it to be true. Now, I was doing artificial intelligence back in the day with fuzzy logic and Lisp. I actually programmed in Lisp. But where are those things nowadays? Well, they've been rolled into some of the machines and some of our algorithms that we use to this day. And so I truly believe that we've advanced our algorithms, and maybe the reason that AI and ML have come to the fore is because we had never had the data stores in the large quantities that we do over the last 10 years. And that's contributed to be able to glean certain ideas and analysis that heretofore were never possible because those large data stores were never able to be put together. And if you can imagine, since the beginning of 200 years, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, we have a lot of data, 19 terabytes. Now, are we going through high performance with those 19 terabytes? And are they in cache? No way. There's no way anybody could do that. But we do have a lot of data performance needs. And so in our machine learning, what we set out to do is augment our examiners in pursuit of analysis so that we can create timely applications. And that's something, a term of art in the IP world, intellectual property world, called pendency. So the pendency is the time that you submit an application to the time it's registered as a trademark or awarded as a patent or rejected in the same way. And so we want to decrease those pendency times. And we think we can do that if the machine learning, can actually help us and get us there quicker and faster. And so what have we done? Well, I've actually sent some of our top engineers, our top programmers, and we've decided to standardize around Python and TensorFlow. And so I sent 6 of my engineers to the West Coast and 6 to the East Coast, and they all got googly. And that certified the ability to use the TensorFlow neural network algorithms. It's open source, but Google is supporting that. And I really love what happened when they came back, because they were able to take their learning in natural language processing and other advanced algorithms and apply them directly to some of the problems that we have at the patent office. One primary problem being classification. When we classify patents as they come in, if they're not classified correctly, they go to the wrong examiner, because a microbiology examiner has no clue to what a mechanical engineer examiner has. And so we have thousands of classifications, and they need to get quickly to the right examiner at the right time. What we've done with our classification machine learning is actually been able to eliminate some of our human interaction, and we've been able to get it, instead of weeks now, it's down to hours. And that's a fantastic use case for machine learning. Because of that, we're looking at our accuracy and our precision in that classification. Now, we always have to make sure that we don't have a bias in that classification, because that bias could be fed back and repeated and repeated. So what do? We put the actual examiner in charge. So as I said before, these machine learning tools are just that. They augment the examiner. They don't direct him. He directs the tools. She goes through and makes category claims. Instead of having the machine run amok, we put a person in the loop to ensure that the decisions are made at the right time and that the feedback can actually enhance the classification, i.e., we'll give rankings of thumbs up or thumbs down, as well as a relative number or rank within a group. And so in that regard, we can feed back that examiner input to the final result of classification. And it's really helping us. Not only that, but one of the holy grails in examination for patents is the search. Can you imagine that the examiner has to certify that this is a unique and novel idea? Nobody else has had it, and nobody else currently has it. And so that takes a lot of searching. We're using machine learning right now to go through those searches throughout the internet, as well as other places. And so it's been a fantastic way to help the examiner augment them in their search. So once we do this, we've gotten a lot of creativity and innovation within the agency because of the change that it brings. It actually enables more time to be more creative and thoughtful in the examination. And such, we've had an enterprise transformation. In other words, a cultural shift where we need these machine algorithms to be put in quicker and faster into the mainline workflow of the examiner. And in order to do that, what we've created is the ability to transform our whole enterprise of IT from a project model to a product model. We took over 200 projects and actually mapped them into 30 products. And each product then has a product owner from the business that it represents and a technical lead, as well as the resources required for development, enhancements, and modernization, along with operations and maintenance, so that you can actually take a team and understand how to retire the technical debt of that product while also enhancing and making it better for the users. And so that takes a whole cultural shift over to the product management. And we are using agility and the DevSecOps way to create new enhancements and overcome the old technical debt. And it's been a great transformation. We're right in the middle of scaling it up for the entire organization. And of course, there's been proponents and there's been detractors. And so what you have to do is you have to overcome those detractors with the proponents and keep the momentum moving forward. Well, all of this wouldn't be possible without cybersecurity. So the fact of the matter is, people are trying to steal our patents, and they're trying to steal our trademarks and creating fraud amongst the system. We are preventing that using artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to actually identify the fraud quicker and faster and cheaper than before. Whereas relying upon a human to search a huge database is really wearisome for the individual person. a machine is more apt to be able to do that. And so through our cybersecurity efforts, we've been not only able to remediate vulnerabilities, but also identify fraud before it happens. And so that's a great thing. And we're trying to implement that fraud detection into the operations, because right now it's in the pilot stages. So we're having a lot of great movement forward with AI, machine learning, and also robotic process automation, the other end of the spectrum for AI, a very mundane way to automate the heretofore manual and clerical tasks of individuals. You're able to take RPA and create a quicker and cheaper way to automate processes. So it's been a fantastic way forward for us. So in closing, before I take questions and so forth, I just wanted to make sure that people understood we're leveraging AI in areas of cybersecurity, resiliency, and moving to the cloud. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you, Jamie. That was amazing.